What is up, YouTube? Tyler Sechrist here. Thanks for tuning into the Weekly Tea. Today, we are in my kitchen here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Today's video topic is going to be how to price your house appropriately.
Welcome to the Weekly Tea. Look, I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and I'm cool with that.
So for those new to the channel, my name is Tyler Sechrist. I'm a real estate agent and real estate investor here in Indiana, Fort Wayne to be specific, and also South Carolina, Pawleys Island to be specific. I service all of Indiana and the Grand Strand in South Carolina, as well as Charleston. I own a private real estate firm called Sechrist Marketing Group. You can head to our website here to see what that's all about. Let's hop in today's video. What's going on, guys? Tyler Sechrist here. Thanks again for tuning into the Weekly Tea. This week's episode is going to be, we're going to talk about how to price your house correctly. This week has been crazy busy, so I called Sam and just had him pull up. I just got home from the gym. I am in the middle of making my post-workout smoothie. So I'm gonna talk while I'm making it. I thought it might be cool to show you guys what I have post-workout. Right now I'm in a trimming phase for the summer. Try to get, shredded or whatever. Just tighten up a little bit, get some of that winter fluff off the tissue. What I like to do is post-workout, I like something easily digestible and really quick and something that's good, like on the move, so I can keep moving. I keep getting some work done or whatever, and I keep it super simple. One of my biggest tips for if you're a small business owner or if you have a really important job and you're just working a lot, planning and consuming nutrient dense foods that are easy to make and you can take on the go. So we'll get into it. So what I'm having today, I'm gonna have about 70 grams of whey protein. I like using a whey isolate. What we're using today is Gold Standard Whey, the vanilla ice cream flavor. I like the vanilla ice cream flavor. It goes with just about anything. As far as the quality of the Gold Standard Whey, I'm sure there'll be some keyboard warriors tell me it's a shit product. I think it's a great product. It doesn't digest well for me. It doesn't bloat me. The bioavailability of the protein post-training just gets in my system fairly quickly, and I can keep getting my meals in afterwards. But that's what we're using today. I recommend that. Another one that I like is Dymatize, has a really good isolate whey. I want to challenge you to try to get something that's in its purest form. Don't buy that junk that's at like the general grocery store. I'm not really sure, what do they sell there?
5-star nutrition.
5-star nutrition. Don't get junk like that that's it'll bubble up when you make a shake or something and make you real gassy, and it's just not a really good product. It's not going to deliver those essential amino acids that you need post-training to recover. So that's what I like. That's what I've got on deck. So we'll do 71 grams of that. The other thing I want to challenge you guys too is, and I used to do this when I was just getting started or when I was really into it, the container, the tub, the bag, whatever, we'll say, 2 scoops of this will be X amount of, whatever the nutrients are. I started weighing a couple years ago, what my 2 scoops were, and I was 10 to, in some cases, 20, 25 grams short of what the actual serving was. So when I was recording my meals, yes, I record everything that I eat. What I like to use is MyFitnessPal. This isn't a sponsored post or anything like that, but highly encourage you guys to download and use that app. It's a great tool, allows you to record your meals so you can count your calories and you can hit your target, macro and micronutrients for the day. But so I started weighing my servings and I've felt a difference in that, I guess. So the base of the shake is gonna be this organic, unsweetened, non-dairy almond milk. It's vanilla. I typically do about 300, 350 grams, or I should say milliliters. There's 3 grams. Actually, we'll just put up the nutrients right there so you guys can see it. I don't know if it'll focus, but just look up this brand and put it up there. My wife gets it at Costco. It's organic. It's There's like no sugar in it. The other thing post-training too is you want your muscles are gonna respond really well post-training. That's when you wanna cram in, the natural sugars, the easily digestible protein. Your body is gonna act like a sponge. So you don't want a ton of fat in your post-workout meal or shake. I've noticed whenever I just use water, it goes through my system a little too quick, if you know what I'm saying. So the fact that this just has a couple grams of fat, it'll slow down the digestion a little bit and allow my body to utilize the nutrients that I'm putting into it. Because a lot of people will tell you, you are what you eat, and that's not really true. You are what you absorb. So think about that, think about what that means. If you don't know what it means, hit me up. Some of my friends compete at the highest level in bodybuilding and are licensed, educated, are personal trainers, life coaches, health coaches. I can put you in contact with those guys who do that for a living if you want to feel better, if you want to get fit. But health, wellness, weight training, I'm a bodybuilding enthusiast. I'm really passionate about health and wellness. So yeah, that's my little shtick on that. So we're gonna do 320 milliliters of almond milk. It's that unsweetened vanilla. We're gonna do 71 grams of the vanilla ice cream gold standard whey. That'll deliver like just over 50 grams of protein. And then the other element is some frozen fruits. This is just some organic mango chunks. I think my wife gets this at Costco too. I typically do about 120 to 150 grams of fruit. You can do frozen blueberries, strawberries, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Just something that's got some nutrient dense sugars that will break down super easily and will trigger those insulin molecules to shuttle those nutrients into the muscle that I was training today. So yeah, I'm gonna make that real quick and then we'll hop in today's topic, video topic. Voila, got our post-workout nutrition. All right, so today's video topic, because we're going on the move, is how to price your home correctly. Tip number one, and let's flash back to all the other videos we've done where we've talked about this. Get with your trusted real estate professional. You should have worked with a new home sales specialist or an agent during your build, so you should have outside representation helping you and guiding you. Use a trusted realtor. I think you should have a high-profile agent handling all of your deals. AKA, call me, get a hold of me. I'm gonna be your biggest asset in telling you what your place is worth. The best way, I'm tired of hearing, my Zestimate said this, my tax assessment said this, well, my mom said this, and my dad said this, and my grandpa said this. Like, your house is going to be based around the comparable sales in and around your neighborhood or close to your property. How you price your home will determine whether it flies off the shelf or if it sits on the market way too long and you end up having to take a discounted price because you just completely missed the mark. Pricing your home is a deceivingly complex calculation. It involves knowing what amenities or upgrades add value and what elements subtract value, all while keeping emotions at bay. Even in a strong seller's market like we've experienced lately, you can still overprice your house. So follow these steps to attract buyers and maximize your resale value. So after you've gotten a hold of me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna curate what's called a CMA, which is a current market analysis, where I'm gonna provide you comps or comparables for you to review. Comps that you'll commonly hear us in the business refer these to, which are just comparable sales. What comparable sales are properties that are very similar to yours. We're gonna start super narrow and then broaden our search until we get enough data to come up with an accurate figure. The way we're going to do that is, we've been trained to know what to look for, how to conduct it, how to organize it. The other element is you are substrained or kind of put into a box.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Based on those comparable sales. Comps are homes that are similar in size, similar in area, structure, same type of amenities, same age, and they're going to be closed transactions within a certain period of time. We're going to start, like I said, super narrow, maybe 30 days, then we'll go to 60 days, then we'll go to 90 days, and we may go to 6 months, or we may go to a year. We may go back as 2 years to get as much data as we need until we get an accurate figure. You may ask, what makes a house comp for yours, or what makes a house comparable to yours? It's literally everything I just said. It's what's close by, what is sold recently, and what is super similar to yours. Ideally, it's going to be in the same zip code, let alone the same neighborhood. It's going to be the same type of structure, whether your house is a 1-story, a 1.5 story, a 2-story. If you have a 1-story, we're going to look for 1-stories. We're going to look at same bedroom count, bathroom count. Your agent needs to know how appraisers are adjusting for the differences of a 4-bath and a 3-bath home in your area, or a 5-bedroom house in your area and a 4-bedroom house area. Appraisers make adjustments for things that they have. They subtract things for things that they don't have. So you can find, maybe say you don't have any comps, or it's very difficult to comp out. We just kind of broaden our search, and we'll open up to, okay, maybe there's some ranches in say you have a 3-bed ranch. Maybe there's some 4-bed ranches in your neighborhood. We'll look at those 4-bed ranches, and we'll just subtract or adjust on what we see that value on that 4th bedroom that adds to that particular house. A few other key elements is going to be the type of construction. We're going to look at homes that are also built around the same, it's going to be around the same age as yours. So if your house was built in 2004, we're going to try to look at homes that were built, within 2000 to 2010 before we broaden our search. Too often have I seen people get into subdivisions and they try to compare their 20-year-old house with a new one that was built across the street. It's like, sorry, man, you're going to get an adjustment. Appraiser's going to look at that, and he's going to adjust the age of the home. Just because that house today was built, say, for $350, doesn't mean your house is worth $360. Chances are your house is going to be worth much lower than what that new build is priced at, because naturally, the materials that were used for that house are much more expensive than they were to build yours back in 2004. A case like that is a prime example of what I see people do all the time. Just because they think their neighbor got XYZ, they think they're entitled to ABC, and that's not always the case. You have to look at it from a broader perspective and a broader scale, because I've seen this happen time and time and time again. I've got a saying: you price it right, sells overnight; price it wrong, it's listed too long. I should copyright that, put it on t-shirts and sell it. But that's my saying. I say it all the time. It's the truth, and it's tough, because sometimes in this market you may price a home and it may sell really, really quick, and then other people are like, well, did we price it too low? Should we have came much higher? And on the flip side, my sellers more often than not make me list things way, way, way higher than where they should be, and the listing will sit for 30 plus days after the average day on market until they realize, okay, Tyler, you were right. We should peel this back. And then what do you know? You're behind the 8 ball at that time. When you're starting to make price adjustments in a market like this, that's when that's when you have no more leverage, as far as I'm concerned, and you may be looking at taking a discount offer because you just missed the mark out of the gate.
Oh my God.
And I know everybody doesn't like the way things are, or doesn't like the way the system is. Why do we use past sale data to calculate current value? I think it's just this way because it's a good way to safely and conservatively value current market trends. Another common mistake that I see is overvaluing certain renovations. You may think the ROI on replacing your heating and cooling system, or replacing your roof, or your siding, or flooring, or paint. I've beginning to notice a trend that a lot of sellers will say, oh, but I've done this, 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 and this, and they think that equates to value. Not all renovations have a huge ROI. ROI meaning return on investment. Before you make a home renovation, I highly encourage you guys to reach out to your real estate professional to run it by them, because if you don't plan on being at that house long term, it may not be a good idea to invest all this money into that asset if you're not going to get it back, or if you're not going to get a huge return. I've seen that play out time and time and time again. Some people have actually put too much money into a property and they're upset after the fact that they either lost money on the asset or they didn't get as large of a return as they expected. You're not entitled to that. So I would say set your ego aside and leave it to the professionals. And if you don't know, it never hurts to get a second opinion. I've heard a lot of people watch HGTV. They think they know, the Karens of the world, they think, and that's not a shot at all Karens. I know some Karens are wonderful and not combative people. It's an expression. I've noticed those types of people have this "I'm always right" attitude, and they tend to play the victim. To protect yourself, just hit up your agent, man. Make a connection with somebody who's really in this. Hit them up. Say, hey, I've got ideas of doing this, this, and this. Do you think it's a good idea? And regardless if you agree with them or not, you're going to do what you're going to do at the end of the day. But if you are looking at it as an investment and you've got future plans, it never hurts to get an outsider's perspective. Another tip is to not let your emotions get in the way. A lot of people think their shit is gold, if I'm being real black and white. That's not always the case. Again, I get into this a lot with sellers about pricing and what they think they can get, because my estimate said this and my tax assessment said this and blah, 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 blah. It's very simple, guys. We're going to pull the comps. We're going to look at it. We're going to come up with a range. We're going to look at the condition of your home, and then we're going to price it accordingly. Sometimes if the market is appreciating, I would say you can typically get within 5 to 10% higher than what the last recorded sale was if your house is, one of the better ones on the street. But if it's not, be honest with yourself and price your house accordingly. I promise you will get much better results if you just price it right. The people who have trusted me and who have allowed me to price their home correctly when we go to market end up being the ones who get $20,000, $30,000 over list price because of the demand that was there. They thought it was a good deal. Everybody swarmed onto it and it drove the price up, and they got the best price with the best terms. And that's honestly what a sale should be all about. You want the best price with the best terms, for you. So don't get greedy. Don't full send to the moon. Look at the real data that's in front of you, stuff that you can use. Price it right, and then just let your real estate professional do their magic and serve it to you on a silver platter. Another tip I would recommend is be willing to make price adjustments when needed. If it's okay if you do miss the mark, if this were ever a market to try something audacious in, this is definitely the market to do that in. But be honest with yourself. What I like to do is if we, full send and we list something that is, out of this world and the market's just not taking it, naturally you'll still probably get a lot of showings just because of how low inventory is. But be honest with yourself and make those improvements or those adjustments, when they need to. What I like to do is whenever that is the case, see how the market responds. If you're not getting showings, the market is speaking to you, because at the end of the day, I don't get to dictate the price. You don't get to dictate the price. The market tells us what the place is worth. So if we list this property for X amount and it's just not moving, we've got to listen to the market and react accordingly. If you wait to do that, it is only going to hurt you. So get with somebody that you trust, somebody who knows when to do that or when the appropriate time to do that is. And just put you just trust them wholeheartedly, and I'll get the job done. All right, guys, so as a recap, that's gonna conclude this week's video. I would say, and I may miss some out because this is just off the cuff, get with your real estate agent, have them pull comps and review them together, price it right out of the gate, come up with like a hefty range, and then position your house accordingly. If you miss the mark, make price adjustments when necessary. And lastly, just trust your real estate agent. And if you don't trust them, you need to get a new one. I understand you may love Aunt Sally or your friend who's a waitress part-time or a teacher part-time at Bob Evans. I'm not taking shots.
I ain't gonna take no shot.
Leave it to the professionals. This is one of the biggest investments you will ever make in your life. Get with somebody who does this full time. Get with somebody who has a pulse on the market, somebody who's operating at a high level. It will yield you so much in return. So if you've made it this far, like always, like, share, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you guys tuning in. drop a comment down below. We need some new video topic ideas. I'm not really sure what you guys want to see. I appreciate the people who message me, text me, call me, who are enjoying the videos. We put a lot of time and effort into these, and I'm trying to talk loudly about topics that aren't being discussed, or I'm trying to give tips that you can actually use in real time. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll see you guys next week.